There's a report out for TSP2 Working Group Innovative Technology Deployment. Brian Mintz is the General Manager of Phoscrete, a manufacturer of very rapid setting concrete repair products.
Question, how many people are familiar with the ITD Working Group or the ITD program? So this is a working group that we've been running for about 3 years now. And as you see the members of the group, I'm the chair of it, and it stands for Innovative Technology Demonstrations. It was actually founded right after the 2014 National Bridge Preservation Partnership meeting, when everybody had such a great feeling about all the demonstrations we did in the parking lot, and they said this would be great if we could get more demonstrations and bring them out into the field. The goal was to take these demonstrations where people can observe new and innovative products and services in their real-world environment. There's 4 basic issues, the problem statement that we have. The first one, incomplete documentation. I've been on job sites where the deck is full of what we call bubblegum patches. Nobody knows what's what. They don't document, they don't keep track of what works and what doesn't work. So some things are doing well, some things aren't. And there's really no way to tell when somebody goes out and says, I've got something new, and put it in, and then they forget to evaluate or monitor it. The bias of case studies and references. As a manufacturer, I'm happy to show you 10 case studies and where my product was successful, but I'm probably not going to show you any case studies where my product wasn't successful. If I were to show you a report of 10 repairs that were independently monitored and documented, one of them was not successful and 9 were, I would expect that everybody would assume that you'd have more credibility because it was independent rather than something that the manufacturer biased. And then the third one, the one strike and you're out concept. If you try a product once and it fails, you're probably never going to get a chance back in that industry again. On the other hand, if you try a product and you don't have success with it, but you see reports from everybody else, so 9 or 19 other people have used that same product and have had success, perhaps you would give it another chance because it may not be directly related to the system. And finally, communications. This is probably one of the most difficult things. I know a company that was putting a repair material in one state, and everybody was excited. The salesman was doing a great job getting the material installed, getting it out in the field. About 6 months later, it started failing. And after that time, then the word got out in that state that it wasn't going to work. So instead, they were kind of kicked out of there, and then the next thing you know, I'm at another bridge conference in another state, and they say, hey, what do you know about this product? We're going to try this. When there are materials that don't work, the sooner that we get that information out and shared, the better it saves everybody time and money and expenses. Because of all the complexities and risks involved in bringing new products and services into acceptance and use by the states, ITD offers a faster path to demonstrate, observe, document, and share both successes and failures of innovative technologies. ITD helps industry speed the best solutions to market and saves the agencies the cost of wasted time and resources on unsuccessful technologies. Key points, this is a joint effort program. ITD is a partnership between the owners and the product suppliers and other partners that we have. We do actual field demonstrations, so we're not talking about theory and test results. This isn't an approval process by any stretch of the imagination. There's rigorous independent oversight, meaning that we're going to watch these things up to 5 years, and TSP2 is vetting this. They're the ones who authorize who is bringing products into this ITD program and keeping tabs on everything and reporting it back out to the National Bridge Preservation Partnership. The 4 partners are the manufacturer, consultant, the owner, and TSP2 Bridge. The manufacturer is responsible for on-site installation support. That and consultant fees are typically paid by the project manufacturer or the service provider. Keeping track of the installation and arranging for follow-up inspections is also the responsibility of the manufacturer. Thanks to the independence of the consultant, ITD lends a high degree of credibility to the data from multiple installations when presented. As far as the owner, any agency can volunteer to participate, including state DOTs, municipalities, federal, military, restoration contractors, commercial maintenance staff, The volunteer agencies are responsible to purchase the material in most cases and provide traffic control, equipment, and labor to perform the repairs. Feedback and follow-up inspections and photos from the volunteer agencies is crucial to the success of the program. TSP2 Bridge, again, they're the ones who are going to vet this. They're going to allow who are the participants, oversight, publish the data, and perform presentations such as this, which you will actually see hopefully next year with actual ITD applications. Finally, the demonstrations can be a product, a process, or a service. The reports are a resource for DOTs and other bridge preservation practitioners, replace the inefficient, non-rigorous evaluation of pilot installation programs. To participate in ITD, the industry drives that. It's a simple 2-page application where you'll see all this information. It's available on the website. If you don't have information there, you're also welcome to contact me or any of the other ITD working group members. We have one ITD program that is currently underway. This is the MALP Done in One program. It's a concept of a bridge expansion joint header and seal that's performed in one lane closure. This is what we've been doing with Phoscrete as a pilot program. We've been fine-tuning the ITD process over the course of the last few years. The advantage to the contractors and the agencies is being able to complete an expansion joint seal, and header and seal all in one lane closure, so you don't have to come back twice. This is a 30-day inspection of a repair that was done in Florida. We worked with a contractor over there. They're really happy with the product, and the only problem we have is getting them to close the lane to do continuous follow-ups. We have 2 planned ITD programs based on our meetings. The first one is a culvert maintainable drain that's being sponsored by Jet Filter Systems. Greg Heilman is the guy to contact. A photo of a jet filter bridge abutment repair. This is dewatering solution to maintainable weep hole filters, and Jet Filter happens to be here too. They could probably better explain what's going on with that. The third program is a silane plus epoxy deck sealer called DeckSeal, which is a unique program that's put out by ACT, and Tim Willery is also here. The idea is to use both silane and epoxy, so it's a heal and a seal. Wrapping this up super fast is here we invite anybody who's in industry here who feels that they have an innovative product and they're having trouble bringing it to market and getting the exposure. Number one is participate in one of our existing programs. If you have an interest in doing that, please feel free to contact me, Jet Filter, or ACT if you're interested in taking a look at one of our programs and participating as an agency. Second, propose a new one if you're industry. And third, join our working group. So if you feel that you have something to contribute, you find this interesting, we can use all the help we can get. We meet once a month on the first Friday of the month at 10:30 Eastern Time. It's a pretty good meeting, working meeting, where we go and develop these processes and the guidelines and evaluate and come up with some really good ideas. So I invite you to participate with ITD. Yeah, it's a go-to meeting. So we all connect over our computers and share a screen and have a conference call. So it's just a dial-in meeting.
So Brian, when these are done, when Jet Filter completes theirs, how is that presented then to the TSP2 group as a whole?
We'll be definitely publishing the information on the website, on the TSP2 website. So there'll be all the analysis. The independent consultant is responsible for writing the report, compiling it, and again, it won't necessarily have to be completed because it's an ongoing process. We may be looking at ongoing evaluations as far into the future as 5 years. So once we've gotten through a certain level of it, we'll review, and the working group will agree that this is publishing worthy. And in addition, at these meetings and at the monthly regional calls, that's another opportunity to present the progress and the accomplishments of any of these presentations. But you should keep in mind, it's not intended to be one state, one test. We're looking to get multiple ones because we want to spread it out and get as much feedback and as much exposure as possible and as much experience.
Could there be used projects which have been started as one of many projects?
Can a project that's already underway be considered part of an ITD? I would say propose it. I don't see any reason why not. The key is that we collect the appropriate data, and there's an independent consultant who's involved, who's monitoring and documenting the information. So that person may not have been there from the get-go, but typically the consultant is the one who helps design the program.
In no way is this trying to bypass NetPep or Rappel. There are two, they're testing groups, but this is new, innovative materials that you guys want to get the word out as soon as possible and find out and do some demonstrations.
That's a good point. We don't really use the word evaluation. We're observing, we're demonstrating, and then we're reporting back on that.
I'm going to ask the owners, how many owners are looking at NetPep as far as test results for approval of products? That's good. Because I don't know if you know how much that costs manufacturers for that. Does anyone have any idea? $30,000 a product to go through NetPep. So what do you suppose is going to happen to the price of your materials if they go through NetPep? Someone's going to pay for it.
Well done, right?
The preceding was produced by the National Center for Pavement Preservation. More information can be found on the web at pavementpreservation.org. Additional support provided by Michigan State University.